There we go, there we go. Intro. The late adopter. Hi guys, doing welcome to the Bitcoin Daily, quick and dirty version of Bitcoin Daily, because you know we do the show sometimes here, sometimes there, sometimes 9, sometimes not. I was this close not doing the Bitcoin Daily because I had to take the shirt, the shirt on. I've been going shirtless for the last couple of days because it's so hot here. It's a lot of humidity because it's rained and it's hot, a lot of humidity. I was like, do I really want to do Bitcoin? Is it that important to go and get the shirt and put the shirt on? And I thought, maybe I should just do it shirtless. I think you guys can handle, a little bit dad bod. But, I managed to get shirt on, and we can actually look a little bit what's happening with Bitcoin right now. As you see in the title, are we getting euphoric again? So we had some kind of fear over here. It's not euphoric just yet, it's at neutral right now, but we did bounce very, very nicely. There are some interesting stuff that's actually happening on Bitcoin, dominance chart, Ethereum, Bitcoin chart, and so forth. It is getting excited. Biggest event that's happened right now is the presidential debate. If you haven't watched that, you've probably seen the memes. But the only thing that I've noticed that these meme coins that Biden, Biden, Trump. I don't know if Biden and Biden and Trump are doing well, but as Trump exactly on the dollar after debate dumped down like big time. So I don't know. Maybe it was sell the news event or something like that. But there is still presidential election in 2024 in November. So I think still these meme coins, Trump, Biden, whatever. Kamala Harris, whatever, I don't know what I called, right? They can do well. They can do well all the way until like election. After election, I think all of these meme coins that have something to do with political candidates, I think they're gonna go, down to zero eventually. But that's just my take on how this actually gonna go. Right now, again, historical values right now at neutral over here. We've been down at fear, and if you look a little bit at the historical chart over here, let's go over here. You'll see that this was the fear ingredient index right now. This actually went down to 30, but it says 40 over there. It went down to 30. This is a fear. Over here we had a 30 again at one time. I think I showed this previously in previous stream, it was pretty much the bottom down here before it actually went towards the upside. Over here on max levels up here, we are not on these very, very low, extreme low levels, but we are getting these very, very nice dips over here, 30 dips on. So 11 March over here, this was the, what was this? I cannot even zoom, This was 12 September, 11 March and 12 September, when was that? 11 March, so somewhere over here, I think this one over here, yeah, 11 March, that was over here. You can see here at the bottom, major level, and 11 September was somewhere over here, exactly over there. I did check this before, so I know, roughly where it is. So you can see when we have these kind of levels, it's, oftentimes it is some kind of bottom. Right now we did get that level over here as well. So you'll zoom a little bit so we can have all three on charts. You can see over here right now, every single time we have these kind of fear levels and we are still in the bull market, which I still believe is strong that we are, we get a nice pump. Now, the moons, guys, the moons. It's not playing so far so well, but sometimes they can a little bit, over here we had a, full moon. Over here we had a full moon, and we still went down towards the downside. We still believe that by the time the full moon is done, at least we might actually see some kind of 70k levels again. So 70k levels are interesting because you'll see over here right now that we are channeling towards the downside over here in some kind of downtrending channel. It looks like my break towards the downside, but there might be another dip. I'm going to tell you why that might actually be the case. So there is that. But when people are in fear, we buy the fear, especially if you're on a bull market. So if you can actually figure out where the trend is, it's all good and dandy. Let's go over here to this chart over here, switch to the D. Let's remove a little bit over here on the lines. What we're gonna see over here, we're gonna look a little bit how the RSI is actually looking on the monthly time frame. I'm just gonna show you a little bit, there is nothing to be fearful for. We're gonna do this on a logarithmic chart so we can see this better. What you're gonna see here, as long as the trend on the RSI is intact, the trend is your friend, right? So over here, you know, we broke down the trend exactly on this candle over here. We have some kind of very high extensions over here, but you know, we broke down over here, very extended over here towards the upside, and then we broke down over here on this side. So as long as the trend is your friend, we are very good. This over here was Corona dump, so we are not counting with this one over here, because then means that, you know, it was over here, which might be the case as well. But I think this line should go somewhere over here to something like this over here, because this Corona dump was not supposed to happen. And over here, once we actually started breaking towards downside over here, it was pretty much over on this first stop up here as well. There was a retest up here towards the upside and then continue towards downside over here. But you'll see right now that, you know, we are not quite just there just yet. We are not drawing this line over here. We're drawing this line something over here. And we haven't still broken towards downside over here. Usually these red candles come very shortly after the top over here, so you know, it should be this candle that broke towards downside, or the, you know, this candle over here that's the next 2 days is gonna break towards downside. Neither of these candles are breaking towards downside over here on this trend over here. So the way we see the RSI trend is still very much intact, and on the monthly time frame, the bull market seems to be, you know, full on, you know, still there. There is an interesting trend that's actually happening that's right now breaking. So let's go and remove a little bit lines over here. And I'm going to show you. So I've been watching this channel up here that's been going on for a while. This is a 4-hourly channel, and this 4-hourly channel needs eventually to break towards the upside over here. They're actually both channel and the falling wedge over here. The falling wedge goes something like this over here, as you see right now. You know, and we are right now rejecting that level over here. You know, we had double top over here, double top over here. We had a double rejection over here on this side over here. That's why I think right now that there might come another one of these, you know, big flushes before we actually break this towards the downside. On the other hand, I think this is already done. Oftentimes how these falling wedges work is they break towards downside over here, and then they come back, but usually this is some kind of capitulation move. On the other hand, we also got a channel up here. If you look at it like this over here, we got a channel, and this channel also went into the capitulation move. You can see up here very nicely, you know, came with that wick to the bottom channel up here, then broke the channel towards downside. This capitulation move right back inside it right now, you know, zigzagging up here. There might come another move towards downside, or it just might break towards upside. I'm a little bit unsure which one of these is gonna happen. I think there is a decent probability that we might actually dump a little bit more towards downside before we actually break towards upside, but overall I think we're gonna break towards upside. The biggest reason for that is the RSI, so I'm gonna show you what's happening on RSI. I did post on the Telegram chat already, and on Twitter, and everywhere where I could post this over here. So we know, and you know, I learned this from Milan. There you go, Milan is actually in the chat. Bitcoin dominance, only thing that matters. We're gonna look at a Bitcoin dominance in a second over here, but you know, he showed me this, and you know, I ever since then, you know, I like that. So you see over here, once the trend actually breaks, let's show you first an example over here. Once the trend breaks, it's pretty much over, right? Over here, the trend breaks over here. It can still go and try to, you know, re-tap that line over here towards upside up here, but it's pretty much over because this uptrend over here got broken over here because it was zigzagging towards upside. And pretty much once it breaks, it's pretty much over, right? What we have right now is actually this downward trend. Actually, it is pretty much over. So you know, if you pull the line over here on the RSI, something like this over here, what you're gonna see up here that we are right now above that line, and it's pretty much over, I think. So the downtrend over here is pretty much over, and the reason I'm saying that we can have another one of these dumps towards downside, because we could have one of these, you know, pullbacks over here towards downside and then go up. That will also get us some kind of, you know, again 58k levels over here towards downside, maybe even some kind of overextensions over here towards downside, something like 55, 56k or something like that. Regardless, I still pretty much believe that we are somewhere very close to the bottom. A couple of days ago, somebody in the chat, who was it? Let me see over here. Yeah, Rafael asked me, do you still sustain that we already bottom out? Because I think already we bottom out, you know, and if you remember, the last trade we had was not last trade over here, because let us show a BNB, but one of the last trades was over here, and we are already, you know, I was already thinking that it was over here, one of the last trades over here. I was already thinking that, you know, this is supposed to, you know, bottom out and go towards upside because we are on some kind of support over here. It did go a little bit more down, but you know, overall in the bigger picture, I think that we already did bottom out. So you know, the thing that's actually right now happening here on the chart is that we are creating some kind of pattern over here. This looks like some kind of rising ascending triangle over here. I haven't actually analyzed that too much, but you know, there is double top over here. towards the resistance level I just showed you. There is also the trend line over here. Let's go something like this. There is a very decent chance for actually this to move towards the downside. That said, before we actually break, if we do start breaking back inside over here, and there is this bigger channel over here towards the upside, you know, I'm instantly bullish. I'm already bullish, but you know, I'm just saying that, you know, there is a good chance for right now to pull back towards the downside a little bit. It already starts looking good, guys. We just had, you know, there was presidential debate, whatever that was. I don't know what that was. You know, there is not much happening until November. Some coins are doing this, some coins are doing that. But right now, you know, people are right now on vacation. Nobody cares. If you've seen the Bitcoin, what is it called? Google Trends. If you see Google Trends over here and you look at Bitcoin, right? See CNN, Bitcoin. If you look at Bitcoin over here, right? Let's see worldwide. Worldwide, past day, not past day. Let's say past, you know, 12 months, whatever, right? You'll see over here we had a little bit pump over here during until, you know, from September, October. Where was it over here? September, October, when altcoins start pumping, and right now it is down as low as 39. I mean, it wasn't 30. Oh, there was 32 over here. It was 30 levels over here. Like, people don't care. Like, people are not here, right? And that's what we want to see just before the big pumps. We want to see these, you know, moves down. Like over here during October, September, it was still 16. Right now over here is at 20 right now. It's a little bit higher over here, lower down there. So it's a very low levels over here. This has 10, 12 up here towards downside. But people generally don't care. People generally don't care. So we gotta, you know, fear levels over here. Right now we are in this is all one. Let me just right now we are at neutral, but we are at fear, you know, yesterday, and you know, nobody cares. People are on vacation. Something's gonna happen soon, guys. Something's gonna happen soon. That said, Bitcoin dominance, as Malan says, is very important. We already established pretty much that, you know, this is breaking towards downside slowly but steadily. There has been a couple of trends over here going towards upside. They are steadily breaking towards downside. Right now I'm looking at this line over here when it's gonna break, and then there is this line, and you know, it is curving towards downside pretty fast right now. There is a, you know, decent probability that the, you know, for whatever reason, if Bitcoin pumps, you know, we might see some kind of explosive move up here towards the resistance level, and then you know, immediate, you know, pump towards downside. That doesn't really matter much. What matters mostly is that this is curving, this is going to drop down eventually. It's pretty much over for Bitcoin dominance the way we see it. Any kind of pump up here is just, you know, short-term pump before the dominance actually crashes towards the downside. When it comes to Ethereum versus Bitcoin right now is sitting at these, you know, top levels over here that's been sitting on for a very long time. And last month up here we already started calling it that, you know, this actually looks very good, because you know, we had a bullish engulfing candle up here. It's not technically not bullish engulfing, but a bullish candle above the resistance level up here. What's happening up here on the chart is not that bullish. So what you see over here is that there's some kind of doji creating up here after explosive move towards the upside. Now what is gonna be bullish if right now the monthly candle is closing in 2 days? What is gonna be bullish if this doji fails to break us towards downside, because it can actually do that. Now if this doji fails us to break us towards downside and we close, you know, next month, you know, something like this up here, I mean, this is just gonna explode, right? You see that? I mean, there is no other way to say it. So I'm gonna scroll right now and say, you know, in the next 2 days up here, if this creates a doji, and the next month instead of a red candle we get a, you know, green candle somewhere up here above the resistance level, that's gonna be majestically good. And over here, not much is happening on it. Ethereum is just, you know, consolidating towards downside. You remember up here when Ethereum was at 4K levels over here and started bleeding down, and people are, oh my god, why didn't I sell at 4K? It's gonna go lower. Suddenly you're at 4K again. It goes so fast, guys. It goes so fast. You can understand that stuff. We are still on a logarithmic chart. Stuff goes a lot slower towards downside. This is a daily time frame, so this took, you know, 68 days to get down to the bottom. Let's see over here. Let's say, you know, it took 63 days to get out to bottom towards the bottom, and it only took, you know, from the bottom towards the top up here, you know, 8 days. So the price goes up very much faster than towards downside. I'm gonna keep telling people that, because this is very important, and the reason these parts are very important is they're trying to bore you out of the market, right? You just saw on Google Trends of Bitcoin. Nobody cares. You start going to consolidation, people don't care, right? So we're pulling back, and eventually, you know, it does another one of these moves, and then, you know, continues towards the upside, right? So there is that, but it does look good regardless. It does good. It's pulling back down to the blue zone over here, the blue support levels over here towards downside up here. There is a very good chance it bottomed out over here. This monthly time frame creating some kind of doji. There's 2 days left, so you can see if it pulls back in next 2 days over the weekend, we might get some kind of doji. I mean, it does look good. You can see up here there was also some kind of doji over here, which actually pushed us towards downside. It went a little bit more down and towards upside, but these dojis on the bottom shows oftentimes some kind of uncertainty. These big weeks on the downside show some kind of buying pressure, so you know it does look good, guys. It does look good. So when you know, Rafael asked me, you know, do you still sustain that we already bottomed out? I think I do. I said gonna give it 5 more days. This was a couple of days ago. I said I'm gonna give it 5 more days. I want to see how the weekly close and stuff like that, because when people are too much zoomed in, you know, and looking at the chart, it's not often that easy to say that, you know, whether stuff is good or not. Over here there's major support right now that we are trying to hold. You can see that we are just barely above that support level, so you know, still good and dandy. But even if you break the support down, I would say that's very, very bullish, because if you can come from that, you know, right after that towards the upside over here, you know, you can just explode towards the upside. So again, looks good, guys, looks good, especially this this daily the daily RSI. The daily RSI is the most bullish thing ever right now, and you know, we are watching that. Any questions, guys? The green is gobbling first. How you doing, man? Caesar coins, what's up, man? The green is gobbling. I bought some bonk right before it went up. Love it when that, yeah, that's the best kind of trades. You buy and it goes up like 30%, you're like, no worries in life. I will need some hopium. I mean, if you didn't like this hopium, man, the only thing, there is no hopium. Hopium is when stuff goes down, so you're trying to, you know, figure out, you know, trying to pull out something out of your pants, you know, to make it look like it's bullish, right? But there is no need for hopium right now. It is bullish. DM photography, happy Friday. Show my Bitcoin dominant chart. Yeah, your Bitcoin dominant. Let me show you guys Mladen's Bitcoin dominant chart. He has a very nice chart over here. I'm gonna show you something very, very interesting. Look at this, guys. Let's go over here. This is Mladen chart here, something this over here. This Bitcoin dominance. This is weekly time frame. 155 bars. So from the bottom towards the top, 155 bars, 1085 days. Over here, 151 bars from this bottom over here right now towards somewhere over here. 1057 days. Move up over here was, I don't know if that's important, but how much was this over here? I cannot read this. 107%, this are 43%, but the distance up here, the distance is important, and that's 151 and 155 bars. Also, when the trend breaks, it's pretty much over. You can see up here, once it goes towards downside, the trend is broken. The trend is broken, and then there was a retest and pullback, right? Over here, there's also a trend over here, and we already know, but you know, this time around, it doesn't goes down and a big move up. It's kind of curving over here, but the trend is already broken. So we got a broken trends on both charts, broken trends both times, and we got, you know, 150, you know, bars, 150 weeks. What's that? 155 weeks. That's half a year, you know. Bitcoin dominance, you know, performing well. No, sorry, not half a year. 150 weeks. 150 weeks. How much? There is a 56 week. There's 3 years. Is this actually 3 years? 52. Yeah, 3 years where Bitcoin dominance actually goes towards upside. Over here, technically, it went a little bit sideways. Over here, you know, since 2018, Bitcoin dominance has been going up, you know, towards upside for 3 years. Bitcoin and both trends are parallel. These are parallel trends. Nice, I did not actually see that. But this line over here is very much parallel with this line over here. I don't know how much impact that has, but you know, regardless, it looks good. How can you be bearish, right? How can you be bearish? It looks very good, guys. It looks very good. We are on our way to become, you know, yacht owners. So that is that. Again, I think there is a, you know, I would say decent amount of chance for this to break down right now. And the reason for that is very, very simple. There is a trend over here. Well, let me go over here and make the trend. Let's pull it somewhere over here. There we go. There is trend over here somewhere, something like this over here. You can see up here there is also the wedge that's been, you know, failing right now. So we got a channel up here, we are at the top of the channel, we got a 2 tries up here to break towards upside. Both of these fails. It can still go up, but if it starts breaking down over here and over here towards downside, I don't know if you can see that, if it starts breaking down and breaking down over here towards downside, there is a good chance for a move towards downside. This would create some kind of double bottom over here and then, you know, move towards upside. I'm very much bullish. Even if it doesn't play out, I'm very much bullish, guys. Stuff will happen, guys. Stuff will happen. Let's check GME chart. Looks beautiful. GME or GME? There is actually GME chart. I don't know what GME chart is. It actually looks very nice. But GME chart is a lot more interesting because you know the guy that that bought this. To me, I'm saying I think I said the last time when this actually pumped. This looks to me this looks like a pump and dump chart. Pump, bleed, pump, bleed, and it, you know, and the highs are lower. Now the good thing about this on the monthly time frame up here, you'll see it right now, it's actually breaking below the 50 moving average over here, but still got 2 days left. But it is Friday, so you know, we're gonna see how it actually closes over here towards downside. But you know, there's still chance for this to bounce towards upside, but more likely, I would say the most likely outcome of the GME chart right now is that it's gonna continue bleeding towards downside. You know, pump, you know, pump and stuff like that. Eventually, I'm not really into GME, you know, but I do like charts, and this right now. I mean, the only thing that I can, you know, analyze the GME chart on is based on, you know, how much people care, and they only care on stuff pumps right now. And there, you know, over here in the first pump, there was like, you know, hodl mentality, hodl, you know, diamond hands, squeeze the Wall Street, you know, and all of that stuff. Right now, it's just like, or just buy so it pumps, you know. So it's pump and dump mentality right now. The Morning Investor is saying that either is running low on supply tokens on his channel this morning. Either or either. I don't know what you said there, man. I guess time to get out of bed, get some coffee and some TLA. Ah, too late, man. We're done with the stream. TLA, thank you for what you do. Of course, GM is a gaming project, biggest gaming project Telegram with thousands of gamers. This will 100x. It will 100x, you say. CoinCap. It will 100x. GMEE. It will 100x. 741. There's actually a good chance for 100x. 100x is only 2.5 billion. Can he do 100x? I don't know. Maybe. On the other hand, I can think he can easily do 10x. The question is, like Madden will say, you know, timing beats speed. So, you know, question is when. When is gonna do 10x from 0.025 to 0.025 up here, right? When is gonna do this big pump up here? That's the question, right? I know that, again, I'm telling you again, guys. People in Telegram chats will be talking about 100x, 1000x, stuff like that. Always have lower targets than everybody else, and you're gonna do fine, right? So if they say 100x, you know, your target is 10x, right? If somebody says, this is gonna do 2-3x in, you know, in a month's time, you know, 50%, you know, 50% pump, that's fine for you. If you have lower targets, you won't be disappointed. Because biggest problem with people coming in at the tops or anywhere else, right, is they have these extreme targets. Their target is the biggest target to everybody. That's the problem, right? My target is really 20x for Jamie. There you go. Have lower target. As long as you have lower targets than the majority of the people in your Telegram group and on your coin, you're gonna do fine. Because you're gonna be the one that, you know, sells. Maybe you're not gonna make as much money as if they actually hold to that level, but you're still gonna make money. But I'm bullish. Let's go. Ethereum. I'm giga bullish today, dude. Nice. Very nice. So you said the Modern Investor is saying Ethereum is running low on supply tokens on his channel this morning. I don't know. I know the Modern Investor channel, but I'm a little bit unsure what's happening with Ethereum and stuff like that. So I cannot comment on that. Frankenstein's in the chat. Euphoria not yet. Well, if you watched the start of the video, you know, you would understand. But Sol ETF filed the US and now it is won't exist. I blame kind of big things happening. Yeah, Solana EFT is coming because what was that? Van Hart or something like that filed an ETF for Solana. So we got Ethereum ETFs are coming, definitely. Solana ETFs are getting filed. So there is something look forward to. Remember what I told you guys. The problem is when there, you know, when the news come, when everything, like when you got ETFs, when you got Solana ETFs, when you got Bitcoin ETFs, when you got adoption, when you got, you know, mom and dad's, when everybody buys and when everybody adopts and when everything is there and everything looks good, that's actually very, very bad time, because then it goes down, right? The best times are when you have something in front of you that you can say that's gonna happen. Because, and when that happens, it's gonna go 1000x or whatever, right? As long as you can look forward to something and say that, you know, that's gonna happen, that's a good thing. Right now, what do we have? We got a presidential, you know, election in November. So we got all the way up to November. Once November is done, presidential election, I will be pretty much, you know, because everybody's saying that Mars is going up, you know, they cannot go down, everybody's bullshit. And then once the elections are done, it's pretty much over. We got ETFs on Ethereum, Solana coming, right? So, you know, we are looking forward to that. And nobody's here. So, you know, once they get here, you know, there is that. Guys, this was supposed to be a quick and dirty update on what's happening. And, you know, there was that. We've been streaming for, you know, half an hour. So, you know, enjoy the day. It's sunny outside. I'm gonna go take my shirt off again because it's very, very humid and hot in here. And I'll see you guys around. By the way, guys, I'm not done with the trading challenge. We haven't traded for 3 days, but you know, there is a very good reason for that. I was tired, and you know, our trading rule says sleep well, do not trade tired. So I'm trying to, you know, keep the, you know, rules at bay and not trade when tired. And you know, I'm just not feeling it right now. So as soon as I feel, you know, in the mood, I sleep well, the trading challenge will resume and it will be nice. Thanks for the streamer update. It's sort of humid here. I don't know. Need a fan on me all day or I'll die from heat. Yeah, it is. The humidity is the worst, I think. I think the, like, you kind of not sweating, but you are just kind of, you know. Anyways, guys, that's it. Thanks. Take care. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.